Here is Chapter 72 from the 360 Paradigms of Business Success within the Business Blueprint for Success programs. We are the Business Success Training Institute. Be sure to look at the chapter information that you downloaded and received with this video, and be sure to complete the homework in each chapter. In addition to downloading over 120 chapters of business success and over 40 business success testing of your business knowledge, please keep in mind that you can always engage our individual business success consulting services at either $397 a month or $697 a month or $1,397 a month. Within our individual business consulting services, ask your questions about your business concerns and receive great answers from our team of business attorneys, business consultants, and business advisors. This is a great opportunity for you to reach new levels of business success. Thank you for allowing our team to be of service to you. With each chapter, book, chart, workbook, chart video that you order, you also get free access to our weekly group video calls for 2 weeks. So let us know, within a week of your order, if you would like to participate in our free weekly group video calls for 2 sessions. We are looking forward to seeing and speaking with you on Zoom. Chapter 72. Services. People do not buy services. The provision of business services has steadily increased over the last 60 years, from a business world dominant in products for sale to the contemporary world where services to consumers and to businesses is growing at an ever-increasing pace. Selling services has several distinct differences from selling products. The apparent invisibility and intangibility of services presents many challenges in communicating the features and benefits as we discuss them with products in the previous chapter. As compared to selling products, selling services requires a bit more creativity and focus. The 3 paradigms of services are relationship, benefits, and paradox. You will notice that selling services has 2 of the 3 same paradigms as selling products. Although labeled with the same words, the application of the 2 paradigms is distinctly different. Contrasting the benefits of products, benefits from most services take more time to develop, deliver, and appreciate. Unlike the fairly straightforward paradox of exchange with products, the exchange paradox with services is more difficult to communicate, making the benefit of the services more obscure. The first paradigm of services is relationship. Selling of services, by its very nature, requires a relationship to be developed between the seller and the buyer. Even though this relationship development can be as brief as the one that develops between a car washer and the owner of the vehicle, to a longer relationship development period requisite in providing and receiving services from a lawyer. As with any developing services-based relationship, there needs to be established a certain level of integrity, credibility, and trust in the service provider. Relationship building for service providers is often what most sellers of services invest their time and energy. Some service providers believe that if the person they are contemplating selling services to likes them and has some cultural graphics in common, the higher the chances that a successful sale will occur. Although certainly the prospective buyer must at least not dislike the seller of services. Such liking is often not the most important factor in developing a successful relationship to support selling services. The key here is for the seller to understand what is important in the relationship for the buyer. Relationship building is important for selling services. The second paradigm of services is benefits. Whereas the benefits of a product can often more easily be illustrated with demonstrating or handling or test driving, the benefits of intended services are more difficult to communicate prior to the commencement of the services. One of the main ways that services can be test-driven in the initial free consultation between the service provider and the intended client. Certainly, such initial free consultations are one way for clients to evaluate attorneys, accountants, and bookkeepers, along with other similar service providers. However, as you might imagine, such services with a hairstylist or a dentist, the test drive is a bit more problematic. So you may ask, how do I, as a service provider, allow my prospective customer to feel the benefits of using my services? Well, any such benefit has to first be perceived by the intended buyer. As you might imagine, the pre-services perception of a service provider will largely rest upon reputation, testimonials, and previous success stories. As we have discussed in prior chapters in Volume 1, especially with service-based businesses, trust in the service provider is a huge factor. Service provider-based trust can only be communicated with time, qualifications, and tribe. The more you and your business can communicate your great reputation, share your abundant testimonials, and tell the prospective buyer about your previous success stories, the better you are in communicating to them why they should engage your services. The third paradigm of services is paradox. As noted in the prior section on products, the same is true in selling services. There is a paradox in any sale that the person receiving your services must believe that the perceived benefits of your services are of more value than the perception of the buyer's money. Contrasting the paradox in selling products, selling services requires that a future benefit to be received is better than the payment of money now. Although there are various services that allow for payment after the service is rendered, most high-ticket services such as contractor services or legal services require at least an upfront retainer. To achieve a successful sale with your business providing services, you must be able to communicate to the recipient of your intended services that your reputation, your testimonials, and your success stories support the required trust in the benefits to be delivered. The trust, uniqueness, and benefit conversation is more challenging in selling services than in selling products. 72A. Services. Going deeper. Business-to-customer services, B2Cs, refers to businesses selling services to consumers for the customer's personal use. B2Cs commerce refers to sales transactions that occur directly between businesses and customers for personal services, e.g., chiropractic, massage, and haircuts. B2Cs companies may have a website to communicate and schedule such services, or may have a standard storefront, brick-and-mortar location. Consumers pay for such B2C services on a weekly, monthly, or periodic basis when they shop for car washes, massages, healthcare, or entertainment. Consumers purchase personal services every day, and this service-based sector in most economies is growing every year. Although selling B2Cs to consumers is somewhat easier due to the closer time frame between hiring and delivery of such individual services, selling such services is not without its unique challenges. Anytime a business is selling personal services, there is a perceived intrusiveness or invasiveness that requires a feeling of relationship. If we hire a massage professional, the process involves touching, and a closer level of trust or affiliation is often required. Even with such simple services as a standard haircut, we as consumers want to feel that the stylist at least tries to listen to us about how we want our haircut. In contrast, business-to-business services, B2Bs, commerce involves transactions between a business selling business-based services to another business. Many businesses purchase services from other businesses, all the way from washing the windows in the storefront, to marketing services, to legal and accounting services. As a business development attorney and a business consultant, about 90% of my services go to businesses. You may ask, why not 100%? And the answer is that I will work with individuals, B2Cs, before they start their business, which evolves into B2Bs as the business begins operations. In fact, many well-established companies offer both B2Cs and B2Bs benefit, but such strategies require different marketing and sales tactics in working with consumers versus businesses. B2Bs marketing is usually benefit-driven, pragmatic, and useful for the business to reach higher levels of success, whether that success is measured by improved team building, better customer service, financial accounting, or legal services. B2Bs is often measured by increased revenue for the buyer. Obviously, with any sale, whether B2Cs or B2Bs, many of the issues previously discussed for both will overlap, no matter if you are selling for personal consumption or for business purchase benefit. Even though with the dominance of the internet, with such sales at a distance, the successful sale, especially in selling services, requires some level of relationship or trust or confidence in the seller prior to the actual sale. As noted, selling products can have a more impersonal process, since, as a general rule, the less expensive products can be self-explanatory as to benefits to be delivered after the purchase. This self-explanation is much more difficult in selling services either to consumers or to businesses, since, as a general rule, anticipated services cannot be seen, heard, or felt. Well, you say, what about a chef in a restaurant? On one level, they sell both products and services, with the emphasis on services in the preparation of the meal. To entice individuals to engage your catering services, they will need to either both know about your reputation and be able to taste the food contemplated to be served at the consumer's event. Here, both the actual taste of the meal, along with the existing reputation, with a showmanship-like presentation of the tasting event will go a long way to a successful sale. As with any sale, especially in selling services, the anticipated benefit of the service must be embraced, often in a one-to-one conversation, with the intended customer-client so that they are willing to trade their money for your services soon to be delivered. Hence, the biggest problem when selling services is scalability. If you are to grow your business beyond the transactional phase or you providing individual services, we need to design a scalable business model. Obviously, the attorney can hire additional attorneys, or the accountant can hire more bookkeepers, or the hairstylist can hire more haircutters. But as some of you already know, these additional service providers require a whole new set of business skills. For service-based businesses, increasing revenue can be quite a challenge. And this is even truer the more unique your service, and/or the higher quality of service you offer to your customers. Much of the benefit delivered and the reputation developed depend upon the unique skills and characteristics of the initial service providers. With any new addition of service providers to your service-based business, you must now train, manage, and develop your new members. And as with any human being, training to a unique level of service is difficult. The trust, uniqueness, and benefit conversation is more challenging in selling services than in selling products. With each chapter, book, workbooks, video that you order, you also get free access to our weekly group video calls for 2 weeks. So let us know, within a week of your order, if you would like to participate in our free weekly group video calls for 2 sessions. We are looking forward to seeing and speaking with you on Zoom.